Yo, what is going on, everybody? I'm Stacey, and thank you for checking out today's video. Today is a very special Monday video because it actually involves you guys. I asked on my social medias who your favorite Pokemon were because I wanted to do some research and see if I could find some facts about them that you did not know. And I will be honest, I know a lot of Pokemon stuff, but I learned a ton doing research for this video. So I'm excited to share with you guys what I learned. Alright, so up first, my friend Brian said his favorite Pokemon was Scyther. Now, some of these you may have known if you've watched the cartoon, but I can guarantee you I've got some stuff about him that you did not know. So first, originally, Scyther was not his name. In the beta, which a beta is the testing before the game comes out, in the beta, his name was Strike. I can't say that that's a bad name, but Scyther makes way more sense. Also, on the screen right now, you are seeing what the beta sprite actually looked for Scyther. So his name changed and his look changed completely. I think you and I can probably both agree that Scyther is a cooler name and the way he looks is cooler now, for sure. The next thing about Scyther is extremely weird. So, Scyther is a bug type, right? Okay. In the first games, Scyther didn't learn any bug-type moves. How does that make any sense? I'm not even sure. To go a little bit deeper, he only learned one flying-type move, which he's flying-type. I don't understand at all how that is the case. Okay, so the last thing I've got for you guys about Scyther is, for some reason, when it sees the color red, it becomes insanely aggressive. Now, that's not uncommon. We've seen animals in real life have that effect. But for Scyther, it's very strange because Scyther is green, but when he evolves, he becomes red. I'm not exactly sure if that was on purpose or not. I assume it was. But still, it's a very fun fact. I remember watching the anime when I was a kid and seeing an episode where Scyther and Electabuzz were fighting and their trainers ended up getting doused in tomato sauce. And instead of fighting each other, Scyther and Electabuzz started fighting their trainers because their trainers were now covered in red. I don't know. It's very strange, but it's very interesting. So Brian, I hope you learned something new about your favorite Pokemon today. Alright, the next one is from my friend Nicole. Her favorite Pokemon is Diglett. I know. I make some Diglett jokes here and there on the channel about him looking like a corn dog or a hot dog. But, hey, that's the cool thing about Pokemon is everybody has their favorite and it may not be the same as yours. So I'm glad Diglett is getting some love from somebody. Anyways, Nicole, I've got some cool ones for you. So first of all, Diglett is a ground type. The fun thing to know about Diglett and ground type is Diglett is actually the smallest ground type there is, and that's counting weight and height. How we know how tall it is, I have no idea, because half of it's in the ground, I think. I don't know. But it's definitely recorded as the smallest ground type Pokemon there is. This next one actually blew me away. So according to the game Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red and Blue Rescue, there's a line of dialogue where Diglett actually says something about his feet. The Pokemon around him are very curious and actually kind of taken off guard when Diglett says it has feet. I mean, it makes sense that it would have feet, but it's not something we ever get to see, so how are we supposed to know? Anyways, that one blew my mind. And the last one I've got for you about Diglett actually has to do with the Alolan Diglett, which, if you are aware, he has 3 sprouts on top of his head that resemble hair, but it's more like sensors, more like a like antenna or whatever. So this allows Diglett to poke its head just enough out of the ground to where those things can sense what's going on around it, so it knows whether or not it needs to burrow into the ground or if it can come out and be safe above the ground. Alright, there we go. Some interesting stuff about Diglett. I think the fact that he has feet is probably my favorite fact on this video. Let me know what you think, Nicole. Alright, next is Vulpix, and this one was submitted by my friend Jessica. So Vulpix has 6 tails, right? Well, when it's born, it only has 1, and it's white. We don't ever see this, so I don't know how in the world the internet knows this. That is an actual fact. Vulpix goes from having one white tail to 6 red tails. It's pretty cute with just one white tail, I'm not gonna lie. Another really fun fact about Vulpix is its name. Again, just like Scyther, in the beta, Vulpix was not its original name. What I'm going to tell you is its original name. I can't tell if I love it, if it's dumb, or amazing, but Vulpix used to be called Foxfire. I think that's a little on the nose, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about the name Foxfire. Going off of Vulpix's design, it was actually inspired by, of course, a fox, and of course fire, but it was inspired by a legend called the Kitsune, which, if any of you guys watching this are familiar with Fortnite, this design right here is very familiar to you. This is actually one of the coolest designs, probably one of the most recognizable designs too, but I genuinely had no idea this is what Vulpix was based off of, and now I like Vulpix a lot more. I think researching Vulpix, I learned a lot. This whole video, I learned an absolute ton about these Pokemon, so I'm so glad that I did this, and I'm so glad that you helped me make this video. Alright, so the next one we have is Greninja, and this was submitted by Sam. Thank you, Sam, for letting me know who your favorite Pokemon was, because I've learned some interesting stuff about Greninja because of you. So first of all, Greninja is a frog and a ninja. That's very clear in its design. And the two of those together don't make a lot of sense to me, and probably not you, but there's a really good reason why they went with this. So in the Japanese culture, there's actually folklore about a ninja who could shapeshift into a frog. Now it makes perfect sense. The tale of the Galangerahia, I'm sure I'm not saying that right. But again, in this, there is a story of the ninja who can shapeshift into a frog. I'm not sure why he decides to go with a frog, but nonetheless, looking at this artwork right here, it's pretty interesting. Alright, so the next cool thing about Greninja is, even though he does not get a mega form, he does get a different form, and that, of course, is Ash's Greninja. Now, the fun thing to note about this is, it's not considered a mega, however, his stats and his form change to kind of match what other Pokemon's mega forms are. So, technically, it's not a mega, but it's just as strong as all the other megas. So, maybe he kinda did get a mega? I don't know. And the last cool thing about Greninja is actually something I would not have guessed. I know this is your favorite Pokemon, Sam, but did you know that during a survey last year, Google came to the conclusion that Greninja is the most liked Pokemon? Period. Last year, 2020, Greninja was voted as the favorite Pokemon. That's actually mind-boggling because Charizard, I thought, was everybody's favorite Pokemon. And then you've got Pokemon like Pikachu and Eevee. Somehow Greninja is everybody's favorite. Somehow Greninja came out on top. So you are not alone, Sam. A lot of people also really love Greninja. And the next one is Mewtwo, which this is Ben's favorite Pokemon. Mewtwo has some really strange facts about it, but one really cool one that has to do with the Netherlands. We'll do that one last. So the first one I wanted to talk about was, even though Mewtwo is a clone of Mew, so meaning Mew came first and then scientists cloned it and created Mewtwo, Mewtwo's actually in the Pokedex before Mew. I don't know how that makes sense. Mew is technically Mew 1, and then we have Mew 2. 1 usually comes before 2, but in this case I guess it doesn't. In the Pokedex, Mewtwo is number 150, and Mew is 151. I have no idea. That's a very strange fact. Going off of that, fact number 2 is, if you are not into the Pokemon games, or the trading cards, and the first time you ever saw Pokemon was the original anime, Mewtwo is the first Pokemon you see, and then Mew. Again, Mewtwo is coming before Mew. No idea why. Alright, so that was fact number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is I'm very jealous about this one. On the island of Niue, or Niue, or something, I don't know, an island very close to New Zealand, they actually have real coins, real currency, that you can spend that has Pokemon on them. Mewtwo has a coin, but so does Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Meowth. However, the Mewtwo coin is worth $10. The other ones are only worth $1. I would love to carry around in my pocket some Mewtwo money. That just sounds amazing. Ben, I hope you enjoyed those facts and I hope you learned something new. Alright, the next one is Charmander. We all love Charmander, right? This one comes from Renly. A couple of these facts I knew, but the first one I definitely did not. Usually you would think that when creating a Pokemon, you start out with the base level, and then you take that and design the next level, and then the next level. Charmander wasn't like that. The designers of Charmander started with Charizard. They drew up Charizard and then went backwards to Charmeleon, and then backwards again to Charmander. So, even though Charmander starts and then grows up to Charizard, it was designed the opposite. That's very strange. The next fact I've got for you is, if you look at all the starter Pokemon across all the generations, Charmander is actually the tallest. This one's a little weird fact, and it doesn't make a whole lot of difference one way or the other, but it's a fun fact to know that Charmander is the tallest. And the last fact I've got for you about a Charmander is actually the coolest and probably the most disappointing fact about Charmander. So when I say Charmander, you're picturing this very sleek-looking lizard with some fire on his tail. However, back in the beta, again, beta is the testing of the game before it actually comes out. In the beta, Charmander didn't look like that. He actually had a spike on his back. And I don't know about you, but I think Charmander looks a lot cooler with that spike on his back. And I really wish they would have kept that in. Do you think they should have left the spike on Charmander's back? I'm thinking most of us probably would have preferred it. Alright, the last Pokemon I've got for you guys on this video is Scorbunny, and this one comes from Rylan. The first fact I've got for you about Scorbunny is why it's actually a fire type. So they wanted to make a rabbit Pokemon. Okay, of course, we love rabbit Pokemon. The reason they went with fire type is because the inside temperature of rabbits is actually hotter than a lot of animals. Humans run around 96 to 98 degrees. Rabbits are 100 to like 104. That's a lot hotter than we run. So it made sense to take the rabbit who has a hot inside and make it fire type. Makes sense to me. The next fact I've got for you about Scorbunny is, if you are a trainer and you have a Scorbunny, the smartest thing for you to do before you send it out in battle is to throw it out its Pokeball and tell it to take some laps. Because for some reason, when Scorbunny runs around, takes a brisk jog before it battles, it heats up all the fire inside of it, and it makes all of its moves a lot stronger. Speaking of running, Scorbunny can run so fast and exert so much heat from its feet that if it's running in grass or something similar, it's probably going to catch the grass on fire, which sounds really cool, but very unsafe. Alright, there we go, guys. That's the video. I hope you learned something new about your favorite Pokemon. I know I learned a lot about a whole bunch of different Pokemon, and I had a blast doing it. Which reminds me, if you'd like to see another one of these videos, in the comment section below, put down a Pokemon that you would like to see some interesting facts about, and we'll make another one. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to my channel if you are new. I make Pokemon videos every single day, and they're all live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. If you don't want to remember that, no worries, YouTube has got you covered. Next to the subscribe button is a notification bell. You click that and YouTube will just tell you when I put out a new video. It's very, very convenient. With all that being said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.